Oh,
right.
Yo, can we please start the podcast with about 20 seconds of silence? They'll be just as confused as we were. No, we don't have to.
Cool. So thanks for joining us. No, it has been a crazy week in Cryptopia. Not so much sunshine this week. A bit of dark clouds, a bit of rain, a bit of thunder. But we're here to break it down a bit, find out what's going on, and hopefully you can find some faith through us in cryptocurrency.
The important thing is never stop believing. You know, your faith will be tested, but it's really, you will be rewarded in the afterlife. With
Just like
Lambos
Santa.
Crypto becomes a cult.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah. It kind of like, it seems like the mantra with crypto investors is like, when crypto's going up, oh yeah, that's great, we're all making money. When crypto's going down, it's like, oh, this is great, time to invest at all-time lows, you know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's only because it hasn't gone down too far for too long. If it just, I think the worst, it's funny, everyone's worried about a crash, but I think the worst thing that could happen would be for it to go down like 0.1% every day steadily. That would be the most terrifying thing for everyone. Yeah. So watch out for that, guys. It's coming.
Slow bleeding. Of the,
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
market.
It's not the dramatic death we all dreamed of. It's, you know, it's just life support. Should we unplug it? I don't know, you know. Like
Yeah. Also, don't say the C word. Crash.
Yeah,
You
I'm sorry.
know better.
Oh, I'm sorry. To everyone out there, I forgot to say, we can, yes, dip. 100% dip. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, but why do you guys think that it dropped so much? There's like a lot of reasons that it could be, and not to say that there's a number of factors that led into it, but what do you reckon was like the number one thing for you that made it go down?
That's a good question. When I first heard about it, I think it was the Coinbase scandal about Coinbase listing Bitcoin Cash at a similar time without announcement, and worries of insider trading going on there because they didn't announce it and the price started rising before that had come out. I believe as soon as that happened, to try and rectify that, they pegged the price of Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash at a certain ratio that made, I think, Bitcoin Cash worth approximately 3,000 and Bitcoin worth about 15,000 in USD. So I think that even though that was not in effect for a long period of time, I could imagine that would have had a lasting impact on where the price is now. Yeah, I only read briefly about it, and by the time I read about it, they'd undone it. So I don't know. I can't say for sure if that had a big effect. But at the time, I was like, oh, this is it. It's all those big companies, man. The banks got to decentralize everything. That was my first thought.
Yeah, I actually bought a bunch of Electronium at the start of this week, and there was a change.org petition to get it on Coinbase. And like, so it was the first like change.org petition I've signed in a long time. And then after I signed it, they try and get you to sign all these other petitions. And there's all these like really noble causes. Like there's this pipeline in the Yarra Valley that's broken that we need to fix. It's like, okay, let's just get Electronium on Coinbase first. We'll worry about the pipeline later.
That's so funny. Yeah, I can't imagine them being like, oh, we should really do it for the people. Let's list it. This, you know, what does it rank 150, 200, 300 coin?
It never will be on Coinbase, but the price was going up and I got excited and then there was a petition, so I signed it.
Can you imagine the accusations if they're like, oh, we've got, okay, number one coin, Bitcoin, we've got Ethereum, and we've got, you know, big boobs coin. Like, can you imagine the accusations of like insider trading going on? Yeah.
Dream big.
Exactly. But yeah, Ollie, what do you reckon, what was the thing for you that you think affected the price of Bitcoin this week?
I don't know. I think it's probably a mix of a lot of things, to be honest. Like, as you said, the Coinbase thing. And I also think people just wanted cash.
Yeah,
Well,
last week's episode, I said, do you reckon crypto's going to go down?
Yeah.
Because people are going to want money to buy Christmas presents.
Yeah.
And you said no.
And I still believe that. I feel like it was pretty...
I don't think that would be the like biggest cause behind that crash. But
it could have an impact for sure. Yeah. I don't know. Didn't it happen? What was the date it happened?
I feel like maybe the 23rd.
Like, that's pretty late to be buying presents. Like,
yeah, but that's...
You're underestimating most human beings.
Yeah, these damn billionaires, they're so lazy.
Even.
Just like, oh, got to take out money for all the Lambos for the kids. Like,
also, John McAfee tweeted that it's like, calm down, everyone's just buying Christmas presents.
Yeah, that makes me believe it less.
Jesus.
Also, cryptos were going down before Christmas, but it sort of continued to go down a bit after Christmas as well. And more recently, there's been some news with South Korea. So South Korea is actually the third biggest market for cryptos. and they're ramping up regulation over cryptos. So that could also be compounding the falls of crypto before.
Are they actually starting to do it, or is it more just
Yeah,
we might start doing this soon?
Well, in September they banned ICOs, and then they announced, I think a few days ago, that they're going to ban miners from investing in cryptos, and they're also going to ban anonymous accounts on crypto sites.
Yeah, that was the one I heard about recently, which is that they're making people use their real names, which is funny. If that is actually the reason that's causing a crash, you got to be worried about, like, who are these huge whales?
Right, exactly.
I can't know who I am, you know. But I also read that a different article that said South Korea is like not thinking of regulating Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, which, I don't know if that's true though. I feel like I've seen things saying both, and at the moment I think everyone's just a bit unsure about what their actual decision will be. Yeah,
well, the Wall Street Journal also reported that the Justice of Ministry might propose legislation that would shut down like crypto trading altogether in South Korea.
In South Korea, yeah.
Which would absolutely destroy the market.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's similar to was a few months back. Everyone was worried about China regulation, and the price dropped from like 4,000 to like 2.5 or something. At the time, everyone's like, you shouldn't invest now. It's pretty dangerous. It's not likely to go up anytime soon. Like, everyone be very careful. And then it just like went up to like 20K or something, you know. So it's really hard to kind of.
So invest now. You heard it here first.
Yeah, this is financial advice.
I also think it might just be a bit of a correction, because the last like month or so has just been pretty steadily increasing.
Yeah, that's actually, when I was talking about Bitcoin Cash, like insider job stuff being my first thought of the price, I think my long-term thought about it was like, it's probably just a correction. Because if you look at it's actually not ridiculous for it to go to the price it is now. Like, do we also think Ripple would have any impact on?
Yeah, the only coin not to tank.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of Korean money going into Ripple. Because you know how on CoinMarketCap you can see the exchanges that's going on? You know, it might say Bitcoin to Ripple, or might say Ethereum to Ripple.
Yeah.
Yeah, Korean one to Ripple is like by far the biggest transaction.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
What's with the obsession with Korea? All of a sudden.
I actually have one more South Korea-based news.
Okay. Well, before you get to that, that's actually confusing for me to think about, because I feel like Ripple is just rocking up, right? And so if the main cause of the Bitcoin crash was the South Korea scare, you'd think Ripple would be like affected more than anything. Was it? I don't know if it was. I think it did. There was a dip from like, I think 160, like $1 or something. But that was when everything went down, I guess. But then I think it was still going up after that. I think now it's like 120 or something.
Well, Ripple also had like news come out about some partnership with some Japanese bank or credit union or something.
Right, yeah.
So I think that part of the world is still kind of excited about Ripple.
Yeah. The hype cancels out the downfalls. Yeah.
I'm currently looking at CoinMarketCap, and Ripple is the only one in the top.
Ripple's at the top.
13 that are green, but all the others are red.
Oh, I thought you said Ripple was at the top. I'm like, shit.
No.
Guys.
Number 3.
Still big. What's 2? Ethereum?
Yeah.
Ethereum.
Yeah.
Oh, so that means Ripple overtook Litecoin, because it wasn't Litecoin.
I was thinking also Bitcoin Cash wasn't any there as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Ripple overtook Litecoin when it exploded recently.
So keep an eye on that one, guys. A young up and comer, Ripple. It's showing a lot of promise.
Cardano still at 6. It's ahead of IOTA.
That's insane.
Is it?
Yeah. I remember last time we thought it was amazing how it didn't have any working product, but it's like, up that high. Yeah. I mean, we offered some defense too, and for and against, but I still think it's crazy that it's competing with the big boys. Like 6 is very high.
Speaking of IOTA, they actually had a real partnership.
Yeah, it was Bosch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good.
Do we know anything about what?
I think Bosch have like a crazy amount of IoT patents.
Mm.
Oh, right.
They're like one of the biggest players in there, yeah.
Yeah, they're a German company.
I just remember them from, my dad used to have a electric drill. That was Bosch. And that is the extent of my knowledge on the company.
Yeah, that's my knowledge of them as well. It's just, tools.
Yeah, my knowledge of Bosch is Robert Bosch GmbH, or Bosch, is a German multinational consumer and electronics company headquartered in Gelingen near Stuttgart, Germany. So there you go.
I like how even though you were saying that from your memory, you still sound surprised as you were saying it from your memory.
It's actually the world's largest supplier of automotive components by 2011 revenues.
Do they do the autonomous vehicles? I think they do, right?
Let me just wait till this page loads and I'll be reminded very shortly.
Yeah, my memory's going real slow now. Is your memory as slow as well?
Is the memory down?
Can you just reset the memory router?
Yeah, but I'm just looking at their revenue and they're like a huge player. So 73 billion euro in revenue last year.
Right.
So they ain't messing around.
And I'm also remembering all of their projects that they're doing. And Agriculture 2.0, Connected Energy, Vehicle Data, Industrial Internet, Race Car Internet of Things project, like the Smart City, Smart Home Building, like a lot of crazy things that they're trying to get their finger into, which is, I think is, if IOTA is involved in all of that, that's going to be huge.
Mm.
Here I was thinking that I had all the Bosch memories with my electric drill story. Throwing out all these.
Yeah. I mean, you probably Googled that. Like, you probably didn't even really remember that.
No, but yeah, I think, as I said last week, I think out of all the cryptos, like obviously Ripple's going to have a lot of partnerships, but I think IOTA's the other one that we're constantly going to be hearing news about partnerships.
That was another one with Ripple, actually. I think they announced like another 30 banks or something recently.
Yeah. So I guess people might be wondering why banks love Ripple so much.
Yeah, well, I think it's because it's more centralized than any of the big currencies. And
they're catered towards working with banks, aren't they?
It's a bit easier to regulate.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you're kind of supporting like the bad guy when you support Ripple?
Exactly, yes. I think 100% like you're supporting North Korea, you're supporting... No, but I do think that, you know, if the big coin that takes off is a very centralized one that's very similar to existing bank infrastructure, that'd be kind of a downer. Like it would, because the whole crypto thing is like, whoa, decentralization, liberation from banks. But I guess might be realistic. I don't know.
True. I don't think there's going to be like one coin though. I think it's going to continue being at the very least several that take off.
Mm. But if it's like the main general transactional coin
between but you'll still be able to get your money from A to B in 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, but that's the tricky thing. Yeah. So, like, if you look at like Bitcoin's Lightning Network, so like, you know, a lot of people criticize Bitcoin as slow transactions. Lightning Network aims to solve that, right? But the way it aims to solve it is through having centralized nodes that allow you to process transactions very quickly, and so that's like very convenient. But I think the risk is that if we get too hinged in convenience, then we end up with similar systems today. Like I might draw a parallel with, for example, Apple computers. You know, a lot of their systems are very convenient when you work with each other because they're all built to work with each other. If you try and maybe interface some Apple product with a PC product, it might not work as well. It might be actually a lot slower and a lot more annoying. And so you're kind of locked into this Apple infrastructure. In a similar way, we could develop a very nice, very rapid, you know, high transaction speed and everything network with, you know, a centralized system like Ripple. But that could actually be very bad for just the hopes and aims of crypto. It could very much kind of, if we get lazy and just go for the convenient solution, it might actually affect our kind of ability to grow and really build decentralized solutions that will also end up being convenient.
Yeah, Ollie. Why don't you invest in Goldman Sachs? Invest in the Rothschild family, Ollie.
If they were $1 per share, I would.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about Ripple.
No, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying...
No, I agree. Like, I think it is a good investment, but it is like the more centralized crypto. I'm not sure if I want to support that because I think that's like one of the most exciting things about cryptos, taking power away from the banks. Then what are we doing if we're investing all our crypto money into Ripple?
That's true.
Shorting the market, baby.
Well, yeah, I think to play devil's advocate, like you could always see it as a gateway crypto. You know, it's just getting them. Yeah. Do you want to try this one? It wouldn't hurt. Just one would hurt, and then bam, they're doing hard stuff. Big boobs coin. They're doing everything. So it could be, again, very good for crypto. It's very hard to tell at this time.
At the end of the day, if Bitcoin took over tomorrow and all the banks just collapsed, that would still cause a fuck ton of issues for the world, like economy-wise. And
I mean, my money's in my backyard. I'm fine. Like
under the bed.
Yeah, I'm invested in a box with a lock on it.
Well, actually, that reminds me of the whole Tether thing. Like, I mean, people are worried that with Tether not provably being backed by the amount of coins they've issued. For a recap for the listeners, Tether is they're tied to the US dollar. So each Tether is worth like $1 and the price it might fluctuate tiny bits just due to inaccuracies in the system, but essentially it never changes from $1. And this is to kind of give, you know, something to tether to and kind of be able to spend fiat in the crypto space, right?
Said the word tether in Description of tether.
See, it all ties back, guys. But yeah, you can see how it'd be useful. But the issue is that there's two issues. One is that they've printed, I think, over $1 billion worth of coins, which is over $1 billion USD. Actually, I can't remember how many they printed, but it's a lot of money to have. And I think people are looking at the company who runs it and saying that they don't have this much money. That it's very unfeasible for them to actually have this much liquid cash in a safe or something somewhere. So that's an issue. But then I think the bigger issue is that on their website, they actually, in the small print, they give no guarantee that they will credit one tether for any amount of money. So if you can't trade it, you can trade it to other people. But if we all agree it's worth $1, it's okay for now. But if things crash and everyone's like, well, it's time to cash out my tethers, they'll be like, no, these are worth nothing. What are you doing? That is that could be really bad because, to me, it reminds me of the financial crisis of 2008. So
it does seem like a super dodgy crypto.
Yeah, exactly. I think the crypto market is doing very well without it. I think it's kind of a bit of a cop out in a sense. It's kind of like trying to match fiat exactly to the crypto world when the crypto world is inherently different.
Yeah, what's the crypto world trying to be other things? Don't try to be the bank. Don't try to be fiat. Just be crypto.
You do you.
Just be big boobs kind of. Right? That's what the market wants.
That's right.
I just want to masturbate and use coin to do it.
What about a gold backed coin? Like if someone bought a fuck ton of gold stockpiles and then said this is going to worth this much crypto, and then people can cash it in for gold.
Yeah, that'd be so funny if the US Federal Reserve released its own coin. I guess it would work, but I could never imagine anyone putting that much effort into that.
Yeah, unless the Federal Reserve changes.
Well, I think also that you got to wonder what value does gold have. I think people are already with this this whole idea of crypto has made people ask, wait, hang on, why is this digital currency worth anything? And then the counter question, why is real money worth anything? And it's forcing people to think about the inherent subjectivity of the value of currency and how it depends on us kind of relying on it all being worth something, even though it might just be a piece of paper or just a few bits in a computer.
There is actually a coin. I was reading about it recently. It's called X8X, sorry. And that's backed by a lot of things, including gold. And I think they choose a certain amount of currencies and they back that currency with all of that. So essentially it's hedged against something.
That's interesting. I think, if they are more transparent.
It's like an ICO stage now. So.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the idea is promising. You just have to be more transparent than Tether is, and you have to actively trade the money for what you're backing it with.
So it's backed with USD, euros, Japanese yen, Australian dollars, British pounds, Canadian dollars, Swiss francs, New Zealand dollars, and gold. All.
That New Zealand dollar is going to be driving up the price.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that sounds really
interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
There's been an exciting project going out of the University of Sydney, actually, which I think, Jace, you know a bit about.
Don't put me on the spot like this.
No, so it's called Red Belly Blockchain. What is Red Belly Blockchain, you may ask? I'm glad you asked. Okay, let me tell you. So the really exciting thing about this blockchain is transaction speeds. I think that's the crux of what people are talking about. So Dr. Vincent Grimoli, who heads the research group, has said that their test has shown Red Belly blockchain can process more than 660,000 transactions per second on 300 machines in a single data center. Okay, so to compare that to some other systems, so Visa has a peak capacity of 56,000 transactions per second, and the Bitcoin network is limited to 7 transactions per second. So it's not a coin, there's no ICO at it yet, it's just the blockchain technology, but those transaction speeds are obviously incredibly exciting.
And I think it's very refreshing to see a group of people really hard working on the technology behind behind blockchain and just improving that, because it is a very exciting space and it's going to be, incorporated in so many systems in the future. It's really refreshing to see people work on that system without just the idea of, dollar signs in their eyes, not just trying to make an ICO, trying to put a token into something that is not really needed. There are a lot of ICOs that, you look at it and you think, I see the technology, but why do I have to buy a token? What does the token have to do with it? So I think it's really refreshing to see a group kind of, working on actually improving that transaction speed. And obviously it's insane to kind of not even just to match Visa is insane, but to surpass it by that much is very promising. So, and it comes from our own University of Sydney in Australia. So, I think that'll be a very exciting one to watch.
Yeah. And I guess people joke about buying a cup of coffee with Bitcoin. It's like, oh, let me just wait 15 minutes until like this transaction goes through.
Yeah.
So obviously anything to do with faster transaction speeds is going to make crypto so much more applicable in the real world.
Yeah. And I think that's the main thing because, it's hit the mainstream in terms as an idea. I think Big Bang Theory had an episode on it recently. It's definitely out there, but in terms of adopting it in the mainstream, it relies on
60% of the memes I see are Bitcoin related at this point.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we've made meme status. That's like one level below, or maybe a couple of levels below, like mainstream adoption. First, people start ironically buying things in Bitcoin, then they start unironically buying things. Yeah. No, but yeah, transaction speed will be a huge factor in adoption.
But fuck Sydney, am I right?
Yeah. This is a Melbourne podcast.
Also a very good point.
You know what? Let's cut that bit out. Let's just.
Cool. I did have one more South Korean based news topic.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which, if you would indulge me, it may not be a surprise, but like North Korea is trying to hack South Korea's crypto like platforms and stuff like that.
That to me sounds like saying a younger sibling is trying to beat an older sibling, and the older sibling is unaffected by it.
Yeah. But if like in the future, like a lot of the world's economy is based on crypto, imagine if that could be like the way that like world wars are fought, trying to like hack people's cryptos to just destabilize the whole population.
And
it's just like the soldiers are just programmers just on computers, just like.
There's already like cyber wars and stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like this could make it so much more like powerful, like winning a cyber war if like you like remove all the money from the government's money.
Let me just log on. How much does our country have? Oh, nothing. Damn it. All right.
They're just like trying passwords. Try North Korea sucks. Try SUX this time.
Yeah, we're in.
We got it.
Yeah, but I think Ollie has a point. I think there is already a heavy amount of kind of, cyber warfare, which is like cyberbullying, but for countries. No, it's not really. But like, again, this is not a conspiracy podcast, or is it? But like the, Russia's involvement in the American election, people saying that a lot of the votes were rigged, that kind of shows other countries having influence on, less physical and violent parts of the country, but trying to, destabilize through other more communicative means. And, digital media is just communication of information. So it's not that much of a stretch to say that in the future wars will be fought with digital information.
Speaking of digital information, why don't we look at some of the questions that people have sent through?
Sounds like a good idea. Well, first up, we got one here. Starts off, hey guys, how important do you think the use of Twitter is to trading in crypto? Thanks and love the podcast. Timothy.
I mean, I think it's definitely more important for day traders because you want to get the latest news, and Twitter's probably one of the first place that news breaks. So for day traders, absolutely be on Twitter. I guess if you're more of a hodl kind of investor, it's probably not as important, but still, like, I think you probably should have.
You should have some social media following of things, whether it's Twitter or Reddit.
Reddit's really good as well. But I think you should be following the coins that you own on Twitter because you want to know what they're actually up to.
Yeah. Well, did you guys hear about the Verge thing this week? I think
John McAfee.
Well, I'm not following, so maybe you guys know more about it than me. I'm not involved in the coin at all. I didn't really follow it, but I heard there was some bickering between people working on the team, or someone left it and framed it in a bad light, or I think I saw some screenshots of conversations between employees or something. And I think that kind of tanked the price a bit and that would have come out, I imagine, on Twitter and stuff.
I think that was from before the original tweet from John McAfee, though. That was a while ago. Right. And then he came out. I actually own some Verge.
Right.
I think it was like 20,000 coins, which I bought for like $100, like not much. And then maybe like a week before John McAfee lumped Verge in with Monero and like all those things with his tweet, I dumped it for some Stellar, I think. Which, to be fair, did all right. But point is,
I'm making bank.
A week later, that Verge, it wasn't like 400% up in a couple days and just kept on climbing.
A lot of privacy coins have gone kind of crazy. And it has been, a big part of that, I think, is because John McAfee did tweet about it, and he seems to be someone that as soon as he tweets about something, the coin just goes up.
People listen.
Yeah.
But the thing with Verge is that so many people agreed that it was like their product is just not good. Like compared to Monero and Zcash, Zcash. Yeah. And a lot of the other privacy coins, like it's just not anywhere up to scratch compared to the others. But just because it was in the tweet, it skyrocketed. And because it was so much cheaper than the others, everyone jumped on that one more than the other two. Because a lot of people who are just getting into crypto go, oh, that's 0.1 cents. Yeah. That could be $10,000 eventually. Oh, yeah. So they jump on it. But oh well.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Spilled milk.
Yeah, the effect that like one tweet can have on the crypto market. And it seems like, I mean, John McAfee seems to be one of the number one guys to follow on Twitter because he has said he's going to tweet at about one crypto a day. And it's led to some, I think JC was saying there's some robots or something that.
Yeah. I think it's pretty volatile to get involved in it. If you're a newbie to like crypto, probably don't just go in and like buy everything he says, because by the time you buy it, it's probably already dumping. Like, I mean, yeah, if you're a newbie, there's things called pump and dump. So basically people make their money buying a coin early, everyone buys it, price goes up, and they sell it at the top. And if you sell it early, you make lots of money. If you sell it late, you lose money.
And they actively try and get other people to
buy
pump it up
because they need to sell it to someone. Yeah. So at that high price, so someone has to be buying it. So that's why, you know, they'll be telling you buy this coin, it's going up, you know. So
highly illegal in any other market.
Yeah. So that's an issue with the kind of the wild west of crypto. But I mean, obviously there's a lot of benefits. But yeah, with John McAfee and his widely known tweets, people have been setting up bots to automatically scan them for keywords and buy that very quickly and then sell it like, I want to say 2 minutes later, like just really short times, faster than humans can really do that stuff. So yeah, I'd approach with caution. Although I think I heard a funny story about, he mentioned, was it Tronic or the TRX, that coin? And I think somehow he said it in a way that when you Google the keyword he said, a different completely random coin comes up. So like really? All the bots spiked this random coin. That's so really funny. I guess it might be prone to error. And I think I read him say in a tweet, he'll try to be sidestepping it in the future. So he could just open a tweet with like, Litecoin, just kidding. Today I'm talking about. Yeah, we'll see. He
could also be just trying to make money for himself, because he could just be investing in these coins and then just being like, oh yeah, I'm just going to invest in Monero today.
Oh, absolutely.
And then just like, oh, Monero's good. Oh, thanks. I'm going to cash out.
Not to mention just taking bribes from whatever coin wants to.
Well, I think people are offering him lots of money to tweet about their coin.
Yeah, he's definitely getting some bribes. I mean, I think, yeah, even people in a far lower situation are getting bribes to like, you know, talk about their ICOs and everything. So it's a very lucrative market, unfortunately.
Yeah. And in fact, people are trying to hack John McAfee's Twitter, which is kind of ironic because he became famous through cybersecurity. And they're also making up fake John McAfee Twitters, which he has to like disavow constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of a, maybe don't go on Twitter, right? It's a bit of a head fuck. Twitter, it's a hard one. It is.
I don't think it's necessary, but it would probably help if you do it in the right way.
I think if you're a day trader, you have to be so in the loop of what's going on though. Day traders, I think,
I'm not day trading. Really.
It's a different world. I think not many people are, but if you're a day trader, you have to be on Reddit, you have to be on Twitter.
Yeah, you have to be looking for like news 60 seconds at max, like from now. Yeah, like because I think that's why I was mentioning, again, the Verge thing, I wasn't very educated, but it could happen to any coin where, you know, it's like there's nothing stopping a coin saying, we're just going to kind of stop developing this until like next year. And then it's worth nothing like straight away for like a year. So that's something to keep an eye out. But it's unlikely, of course. So don't, you know, stress too much about it. But if you're a day trader, those little fluctuations really matter. Yeah, because you can't really wait for like the big news outlets, the mainstream media to report stuff, because it just takes too long, I guess, for day traders. Look, I get all my crypto news from the Herald Sun. I buy the paper every Friday morning and I read. I'm sure that's fine.
Bitcoin's a scam, didn't you know?
Yeah.
A bubble. Right, well, I think that answers that.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the question? Did we actually answer the question?
Twitter.
Yeah, we did. All right. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh shit! No, we completely went on such a tangent. Right, next question. Now I don't want to say that the other questions aren't real, but this one definitely is. So shout outs to our fan here. Sir Dudes, great podcast last week. Ollie's soothing baby bottom voice, baby bottom smooth voice made me want to churn some butter while swirling my tongue in a jar of Nutella. Who knows what fantasy he'll ignite this week. Anywho, I'd just like to know your thoughts on the potential, or on potentially even more volatile markets and that of Bitcoin futures. And would you personally invest on a designated time in the future? So, well, P.S. Ollie, can you please do some ASMR shit? Okay, thanks, bye. That's from Ren. Cheers, Ren.
That's great.
I don't know if I should use his real name. You should. Whatever.
Where are they from as well? Is this an international listener?
Yes. This is from London.
Getting all around the world. It's a matter of time. Also, you definitely should do some ASMR stuff. And it's
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what it is? It's like, it's where like people whisper into the microphone. I actually find it very unnerving. I don't like it at all. But if people would like it, you just like crinkle paper and stuff. And then they just like jack off to it or something.
Oh, right. So it's porn. Well, you said that. I figured it was porn. So.
No, I think it's mostly not porn. I think it's just supposed to be soothing and relaxing.
Okay.
Yeah. So get on it. You've got a career that awaits you.
Sweet. Can ditch you two fucking losers. Right. Anyway, yeah. Bitcoin futures. What do you guys think? Is it gonna make it more volatile, less volatile? You guys interested at all? You gonna invest, short the market?
Well, that's my plan with my billions of dollars. I'm just gonna short the market. So yeah, see you fuckers. No. I think. Everyone was very scared because they're like, oh, trading starts a few Mondays ago. They're like, well, watch out, and the price, was very volatile and tanked. But then, as I expected, nothing happened, and the price went back up. Because I think a lot of people were scared. They were thinking, oh, the market will get shorted. Everyone's just gonna basically, all the big institutions will get their money into crypto, and then make futures agreements and then sell it off. But I think the key thing is that with futures agreements, there have to be parties on both sides. And there's nothing to say that you won't find an equally big institution trying to, skyrocket the price of Bitcoin to make it profit the inverse way. And that's the kind of healthy market of big money, is that, you have competition. You have, I don't think there's enough money dominance to tackle something as big as crypto at the moment. I don't know that. I'm not super privy to all these huge multi-bajillion dollar companies, but...
Oh, well, let me tell you.
Yeah. But so I'm not worried about it. And because of that, I think there's no need to get involved with it. Just because I think if I think Bitcoin's going to go up, I'll buy some Bitcoin. If it's going to go down, I'll sell Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's one thing with it. You're not actually buying any Bitcoin if you invest in one of the futures.
That's right. It's kind of like a way of kind of spectating on the sidelines, but still trying to get some money into it. Which
will bring a lot of money in it, because a lot of people just look at Bitcoin as highly volatile, as you said, and don't want to invest because of that. But maybe they feel more comfortable doing something like this.
Well, I think a big part of it is that, a lot of the big money is kept in fiat or, traditional currency because the technological barrier. People are like, well, I don't know, how do I actually get my money into Bitcoin? I don't want to deal with that. I'm a 60-year-old millionaire banker. I don't want to I just want to make money off this in my normal way. So, that's a generalization. I don't really know, but I could imagine that's a big factor in Bitcoin futures being a very appealing.
There are quite a lot of hurdles to jump.
To get big money into crypto. Yeah. And also the fact that it's very transparent might also be an issue. Although I should say also, in addition to not being a financial advisor, I'm not from a hugely economics background. I'm from a sciencey engineering background. So I don't know anything about futures really, or any details involved, or why it might be lucrative for a big company to get involved in futures.
Well, yeah, I'm on the same end, to be honest. But from what I very quickly read, a lot of people think that maybe in the short term it will stay volatile, but in the long term, this will probably help stabilize the pricing of Bitcoin.
Oh, right.
I guess people are betting for and against it, and it'll just kind of
even it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see
or
that.
At least give it a more accurate pricing, so it's not undervalued or overvalued hugely.
That kind of my intuition of Bitcoin value, that kind of feels like it's what's happening, right? It's kind of corrected a bit, but I feel like it's doing all right. And now it doesn't feel like an unreasonable price either way. So, and that could have been the impact of the futures market because, They started trading a few Mondays ago, I believe. I think I heard something about it being postponed. I'm not sure because I haven't followed very closely, but I believe the futures trading has already begun. So,
well, I think the first one was on the CME, which is the Chicago exchange, and then also NASDAQ wanted to do one, which is, I think they're an even bigger exchange. So I don't think NASDAQ have started theirs. I could be wrong. Probably should have researched before answering the question. Yeah. So sorry about
really
that.
Really got to pre-screen these. Especially that Nutella bit. What a sense of that. That was too sensual for this podcast.
But I mean, yeah, we'll see in the future, I suppose. Anything to add, Joseph?
No. I know nothing about futures. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend that I know about futures.
Don't look at me like something. Yeah. He said pretend and he glared at both of us. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm also wearing a pair of shorts that are fully stitched up. Unlike Oliver, who's sitting here with a large rip right in the middle of his shorts.
And it's like neon pink.
It's very distracting while we're trying to talk about Bitcoin.
Yeah. And
it just adds to the ASMR.
Do you mind bringing your knees closer together at least?
Well, you just opened it up and I swear I saw three threads ripped out. That is a gaping hole.
Anyway. See, this is what the listeners want.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like it is from that. Yeah. 100% of our fans want this. So.
Right. I think that's it for questions this week. So
cool. Oh, let's play the game. Let's see what we've all.
Yeah. How much do we all lose this week?
That is good. But just before we do, because we have a lot of fans, we have to remind them of the email address to send us.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah. It's actually we actually own. What do we own? questions@thecoinstreettimes.com.
Oh, really? Is it the Coin Street Times or Coin Street?
It's a great question.
All right, you know what?
Email both of them.
Yeah.
And then one of them should come through.
The original one from last week was coinstreettimes@gmail.com. Right?
Yeah. So it'll be questions at
coinstreettimes.
Yeah.
.com.
At Yahoo.
So do the first one, CC in the new one, and BCC me. I just want to, get some insider knowledge before the other guys read it. So
my address is
insider questions.
So yeah, that's questions@coinstreettimes.com. If you have any questions,
.nz.
.nz.
No. All right, no, just questions@thecoinstreettimes.com.
If we were going to get one email, it's now 0. All right, should we play the game?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's play the game.
Alrighty. Let's find out if we've made or most certainly lost money this week.
So this week was a rough week for crypto.
Yeah, I think it was 2 days after we made our picks.
Yeah.
The market dipped.
Yeah, quite heavily. It was like 30%, 40%, something big. So I guess I'll go over how I did. Last week I put 50% in Stellar Lumens, XLM. I put 30% in Neo and 20% in Cardano. And
drum roll.
All of them went down. So that might be a recurring theme, but we'll see how we go.
I think Ripple would probably be the only coin you could have invested in that didn't go down.
There'd be a few, but of the main ones, for sure. So I started with $1,000. We all did, and I now have $797.50. So I lost about a bit over 20% of my investment, but you know what? It's all profit. So that's an inside joke, but
right. Well, I invested 50% in Stellar as well. 25% in Bitcoin.
How did that work out for you, mate?
And we'll find out a bit. And 25% in Power. And like Jace, they all lost money. Every single one of them. Stellar, in fact, lost over $100 for me. And of the original $1,000, I now have 793, which means I have lost and I'm going to zone out because this is pointless to me.
All right. So I invested in Electronium, IOTA, and Power, and they all indeed lost money as well. But I ended up with a total of $885.
which means Joe has lost the last this week.
It's like
well done.
he's doubled our profits in the negative
Yeah.
region. He's halved our losses.
So I will be also talking about a coin every day on Twitter. Follow me at the real John McAfee.
Getting my butt set up right now.
But yeah, it was a tough week this week for sure. Everything was going down. So
Christmas sale.
Yeah,
You got to look at it.
it's a crypto Boxing Day sale. Get your cryptos cheap. But
right.
yes, I won.
Shall we do our...
All right, calm down.
Yeah, no, we've had enough bragging time. Should we move on to our current week picks?
Yes. Does that mean I go first?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The winner.
Won.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that gives you some sort of advantage going first.
Yeah. 50% I will go into Bitcoin.
Ooh. That is so much more than I said last week, and you
I know.
hounded me.
Well,
It has gone down, though.
it has gone down. And I do like buying in the red. So, and last week that was impossible to buy in the red. So this week I will take the opportunity to invest in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's got a bit of bad press also last week, which we haven't talked about yet, with Bitcoin.com co-founder saying he's taking all his money out of Bitcoin and putting it into Bitcoin Cash because apparently it's a lot easier to transact on Bitcoin Cash. But then again, I feel like people aren't talking about Bitcoin as like the transactional coin. It's like the gold standard coin where like you sort of just store your money there. That's like the safe place to store your money.
Yeah. I'm not sure really what went on there. To me, the choice between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Cash doesn't seem to really fill any niche. Like you're saying, it's not really like there enough to be like the next big liquid coin, but it's also like not really as well known or as, big as Bitcoin to be the store value currency. So yeah, I'm not really sure what the ideology was there.
I concur.
Yeah, cool. So I'll just move right ahead. I'll go 25% into, let's go Zcash. Like I think privacy coins are just...
You are the real John McAfee.
Privacy coins I think will be going pretty well in the future. And Zcash has taken a bit of a dip, so hopefully it's on the way back up. And the last coin I'm going to go for is a coin that's had a lot of hype behind it and it's on a dip, so good chance to buy a dip/hyped coin, which is Redcoin, which is the social media platform coin. So yeah, that's
some adventurous picks all
week.
in the red.
Yeah.
So what were the percentage breakups?
50 for Bitcoin, 25 for Zcash and Redcoin.
Oh, okay.
Who's up next? Who came second?
Oh, I did buy, I think, $4, so I will go.
Makes all the difference.
Yeah. So this week, I think I'm going to do 50-50, I think. So first 50 in VeChain, VEN. So it's a competitor of Walton, and it's in that kind of space. I think China recently, there was an announcement that, I don't remember exactly, but very recently, today or yesterday, there was added involvement in the Chinese government. So I think it has, even though it has spiked a bit already and come back down, I think that was kind of the early sell-off, or the bear trap as they call it. I think the price is likely to keep going up this week, but we'll see if I eat my words like I did last week. So yeah, 50% in VeChain and the other 50% in Enigma. So Enigma, it's a coin headed by a team of MIT alumni or workers who, I think the idea of it is to create kind of decentralized computing where the inputs can be private. And they've already got, on their website, like you can already interact with it and set up working or demos. So I think it's, I just really like the technology, and I think it's gaining a lot of traction. I've seen people talk about it more and more. So I think now could be the time to get in. And this is absolutely financial advice. I know exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, but 50% both of those. So one VeChain.
Is that ENG or XNG?
ENG, I think.
ENG.
Yeah.
There's another one called Enigma.
What? There's two?
I'm like on coin market cap and I'm searching it. Enigma.
Ooh.
Oh, wait.
Did the ticker just change, like the name of it?
Wait, no, never mind.
There's one called like
Technology.
Engine or something. It's like ENJ, I think, or something like that. It's not that one though. We're not getting that one. We're going Enigma. But yeah, those are my picks. Bit
All right.
adventurous. We'll see how we go.
Well,
Oliver.
thank you. I've decided to go in 0.5% slots, the top 200 coins.
You know what? You can go.
No, I'm sticking with Bitcoin this week. I've put 20% in that. Another 20% into Litecoin.
Okay.
30% into IOTA. All three of those have dipped, as we've talked about earlier. And another 30% into Komodo, which I'm going to put my hands up and say I have done very little research. I just looked at their price action and it's completely plummeted. So hopefully over the next week.
Okay, well, let's find out.
But I lost the last week and...
Oh, is that the one whose developer died in a car crash? I'm kidding.
Komodo platform.
God, how bad do you feel if they did?
The plummet is red, Jace. It's time to get in.
You didn't check the news of why they went down?
No. I was rushed and I'd lost.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was thinking of my picks while you were talking, and the news about VeChain is real, but I can't remember what it was. So something about China. It was good. It was definitely good news.
The Komodo platform focuses on providing complete end-to-end blockchain solutions for developers
end-to-end.
of any level and any industry.
All encompassing, you might say.
Sounds quite generic to me.
Sounds like a winner to me.
I like Litecoin as a pick. I was thinking about doing it.
Yeah, that felt very like structured and like intentional. The split of like you had like 20, 20, 30, 20. I'm very intimidated by that. So, we'll see how you go.
That's what I was going for.
Cool. Well, let's hope that the market does the opposite thing this week and starts going up.
Hope you all managed to get some cheap coins whilst they were down.
Yeah.
I know I didn't.
If nothing else, our podcast will become famous for like the guys who absolutely week after week make terrible investments. So we're going to win either way. It's great.
Listen to these three doofuses. I have no idea.
Every week. They buy high and sell low.
The opposite of John McAfee.
Yeah.
You know how people have set up bots for John McAfee that when he says something, it automatically buys?
Yeah.
They might set up a bot for anything time that we mention something, they automatically sell.
Yeah.
And I guess we're going to find out. I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves because everything went down. So, I mean, like...
Not Ripple.
All right, mate.
All right, buddy. What was that in your picks?
We didn't pick the one coin that went up, but yeah, I think almost everything went down. But back on the profit train this week.
That's right.
Choo choo.
All right, so join us next week when we counting our money.
Also, if you did make a sell bot to sell things, we say, I'm sorry about your big boobs coin investment. I'm sure it's plummeted now. So, yeah, let's go next week.
Yeah. Cheers for listening.